Hi everyone, so I've been reading for quite some time now, and I was thinking what got me into reading in the first place, like what made me love reading. And I started remembering all these books that I read when I was a kid. So today we'll be taking a trip down memory lane, and I'll be sharing with you the books that shaped my childhood. So today's not gonna be like a really formal video, it's just me chatting about like my experiences when I was young and when I was reading books, and it's kind of like a video I want to do because I've always wanted to think about the memories I had when I was in primary, like of reading, of going to the library, of like the happiness the happiness I have when I find a new book on the shelf, a book that I want. It's just really exciting, and I just want to share it with you guys. So when I was young, I did not have any of these, what's that called, gadgets like NDS or PSP, which I remembered I wanted it a little bit because I really like playing Mario Kart and also Cooking Mama, although I keep losing in Mario Kart. But I don't have any of these, so books were my main form of entertainment, and I'm actually glad I got introduced to books because it is really beautiful, a lot of books, and it's kind of shaped who I am today, and also I'm fascinated by this world of literature. Talking about all these memories made me like really happy, really nostalgic, and I just remember like our school used to have like new books really often, and they would have this like new shelf in the library where all the new books would be stored, and I would be so hyped if I found one that I really want, because I always like to read series, like the book series, and I was always waiting when the school would buy the new one so I could like keep up with what the adventures were, what the experience of the characters are, and I just remember being so happy. It's hard to enjoy, find such joys in life now anymore. So the first book that I'm going to share with you, which I really liked when I was a child, was Charlotte's Web. And I remember not reading this when I was like in my lower primary. I think it was around P4 or P5, so it was like a pretty okay read for me, like easy read, and I really liked it because I didn't expect it to be such a sad story, because when you read kids books, it's usually a very encouraging, very inspiring, and always a happy end, always like a happy ending, but not for Charlotte's Web. And I don't remember the character names, I just remember the spider's name was called Charlotte, and there was this pig, and I think the pig was going to be slaughtered or killed for some reason. I don't know if it's for food or anything, but then the farmman and then the pig got really sad, and then Charlotte, like the spider, wanted to save the pig, and she began writing all these words in her web, and then people think that, oh my god, this pig is like sacred or anything, and then they didn't kill the pig, and then it ended up like sad. I think I don't remember the exact ending, but I remember it was a sad ending. And this book, I really like this book because it is famous, and it has a good plot. Like back when I was in primary school, I appreciated the plot, so really think that these books shaped most of my childhood. So the next series that I'm going to talk about is Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So to be honest, I didn't read this when I was in primary. It was more
Here's
like,
Percy Jackson in the lightning.
oh my god, that's
After
creepy.
learning he is the son of Poseidon.
Oh my god, shut up!
God.
That's creepy. So, as I was saying, I didn't read this book in primary, I think. I actually read it when I was in Form 2, and then I read The Lightning Thief, and I really liked it. Sorry. Because I like the Greek mythology stories, and then I began chasing down like where the second book was, where the third book was, like in the libraries, because I didn't have money to buy a book. And I remember the last one, called The Last Olympian, was relatively new, and I couldn't find it in any of the Macau libraries, so I had to go to the ones in Taipa, and then it was like such a fuss. And then when I finally found it, like how ecstatic and how happy I was. I don't think I'll ever be able to experience those feelings again, but just thinking about it made me feel so happy. Then this series, I think every child, or all the adults now, like they will know about this, and it's the Harry Potter series. So I think I read the book when I was in primary, but I read the Chamber of Secrets first and not actually in order. So back in the days, I had this feeling like, why does everybody like Harry Potter? Why do they like it? Like Harry Potter and something, that's like a pretty lame title if you tell me. And I had this attitude like, just because a lot of people like something doesn't mean I have to like it, you know. And then one of my cousins had the whole set of the books, and then he just told me, just try reading it, okay? Just try reading it and you can tell for yourself. So he just grabbed one of the book for me, and then I think it was the Chamber of Secrets, and he lent me the book. And then when I started reading, I can't put it down, and I felt so ashamed. I felt so ashamed of myself, like, why do I have to pretend like I'm this kind of character who doesn't like something that everybody likes, because I am that basic and I do like Harry Potter. So I remember reading the second book and I couldn't put it down, and then I had to go to the library and I read the Philosopher's Stone, and then the Prisoner of Azkaban, and then all that thing. And I do not regret it. I do not regret it. And oh my god, my favorite book is The Goblet of Fire, and I didn't really like The Prisoner of Azkaban, but please don't come at me. I know a lot of people like The Prisoner of Azkaban because Sirius was in it, but I just don't like that book for some reason. I don't know, but I really like the Triwizard Tournament and The Goblet of Fire. And oh my god, Hermione's dress. It was blue in the book, it's not pink like in the movie. I think that's something that we all have to deal with. And next up is Geronimo Stilton, and this book, oh my god, this book, I read all of these books when I was a child, and I remember really liking them was because, like, you know, when you normally read a book, all the texts are the same, right? But this book has text that uses different fonts, different colors, and for example, if they said, oh, I screamed, and they will put like the scream in bold red and also like jumping around, and it really captured my attention, you know. And oh, and I remember it was a mouse and he always goes on different adventures, and it was always fun. And oh my god, just think about it now. Oh, I love it. So next up is the Magic Tree House series, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not get into this series because I wanted to. So we have these kind of book catalogs before which we can buy books from, and I remember one of the adventures that the main character and her sister, so it was Jack and Annie, I think it was a brother and a sister, they would go on these quests, they would go on these adventures in different timelines. All they have to do is like flip open a book and point at a picture and said, I wish to go there or something, and then they would go back in time or like go into the future. I don't remember, but there was one book which said that they were going back to the Titanic, and then I thought it was a book about Titanic, about Jack and Rose, you know, the Titanic movie, and I want to read about that. And then it says Jack and Annie, but it says Titanic. So I was thinking maybe Annie, this word is a typo, maybe it's Rose. So I bought that book and it was a scam. So that's how I got into the Magic Tree House series. And I started reading it and it was quite good. And I realized they have like a whole series of it, of them going back in the days of the dinosaur, and then going back to, I don't know, the Pilgrim area, the Pilgrim period, a lot of different periods in time. But I think they're still having new books, and sometimes I will still want to read them, and I'll go online and see if they have like the Percy version. Don't tell people I said this, but oh, it was just my childhood memories. And I also read these kind of fairies books, which was the Rainbow Magic series. So it was about two girls. I think it were the names called Rachel and Christy. I don't remember, but like if I remember it correctly, then I'll be fascinated because it's been so long. And then they will meet these fairies who were, they have to find something that the bad guy stole, and the bad guy was Jack Frost. And then Jack Frost and his goblins would always try to steal from the fairies, steal from the palace as well, and these girls will help the fairies find the treasure back, and it's quite boring. Like now, if I think of it, it's quite boring. But when I was younger, it was so fascinating, and I liked the books because of their covers. It was so colorful, and all the fairies were so pretty. Oh my god, it's not something I would choose to read now, you know. But of course, when you were children, you read anything that's like has colorful cover. It has like shiny, sparkling cover or bold writing to capture your attention. Okay, this book, I'm actually afraid to say it out loud because it has received so much hate in the past few years, and it's Twilight. And I read the first book of Twilight when I was in P4, and I remember thinking, Edward is so gorgeous, and I still do. Don't come at me, please. And I still like Twilight. I don't understand how something could receive so much love. I remember it was such a big phenomenon, a famous thing, and everybody liked it at the beginning, and then suddenly it received so much hate and saying it was toxic and everything. But apart from all of that, I still love that book. I remember reading about it, and then I was always thinking, oh my god, I'm Bella, oh my god, Edward is so handsome. And I think this movie series is one of the few movie series that I think did the right casting, because oh my god, Robert Pattinson is such a hottie, and Team Edward forever. I remember reading Twilight, and I borrowed that book from the library, but then I loved that series so much I bought the books with the movie covers. And I know some people will come at me for saying, like, if you're a real bookworm, you shouldn't buy books with like movie adapted covers. But because I love Robert Pattinson, please don't come for me. And I bought the Eclipse books, and I also bought the DVDs for the movies, and I bought the Eclipse book. So it was quite a thick book, and in the book spine it has like Bella's face on it, and I was really careful when I read it because I don't want there to be like crease in the middle of her face. But then when I read till the middle of the book, it just couldn't hold it any longer, the spine, and it cracked a little. And now my Eclipse books has like a line in the middle of Bella's face, and I was so heartbroken. If you're a book lover, you can relate. And last but not least, it's Roald Dahl's books. Oh my god, those books shaped my entire childhood. I remember reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and loving Willy Wonka's candies, although they didn't taste good, but I liked it because of the story. And then I remember Charlie Bucket getting the golden ticket, and Grandpa Joe jumping up on the bed and taking him to the chocolate factory. But the chocolate factory was nothing like how I imagined the chocolate factory to be. Was nothing like the movie. I do not like the movie, and one of my friends think the movie is creepy, so oh well. And oh my god, Matilda, the book Matilda, I love it so much because I remember when we read the book Matilda, all the girls in class were thinking that, oh my god, I am Matilda, I'm smart, I chose books over looks, and I'm cute, and I'm loved by this teacher called Miss Honey, and I can move things with my eyes. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried moving things with my eyes, and of course it didn't work out, but well, couldn't blame me. Everybody wants to try, you know. And what else? Ezio Trot, I like that book as well. The Magic Finger, James and a Giant Peach. That one was fun. And then George and what? The Marvelous Medicine, I think. What else? But one of my favorite Roald Dahl books was actually The Witches. And to look back at it now, that was actually my Roald Dahl's book. Favorite Roald Dahl's book. Really tells a lot about my personality. Like, that thing was scary, you know. That thing was scary, you know, to kids. How kids think that, oh, suddenly you're gonna die, or you're gonna disappear out, and you're just gonna be miraculously placed into this portrait. And I like that book. So maybe I'm a scary person. Like now I think about it, why would I like such a scary book when I was young? There's something fundamentally wrong about me. But those books are really so good, and it has made my childhood a lot more colorful. because those books gave me life. So I think these are books that mainly I read when I was a child. Maybe there are a few here and there, but I don't remember clearly. And I know this might be a long video and also a boring video with no informative thing going on, but just to talk about all these stuffs, all these memories made me so happy. It made me want to go back in time. I wish I had like the magic tree house, and I wish I had like all the books when I was young as well. I don't have these like magnificent bookcases, but I do have like this shelf of magnificent memories, and I hope you all do too. And if you have any childhood books that you really like, you can also share it with me. I always want to like share this kind of happiness with you guys, and see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.